issues that Akali can run into in early games aren't really going to be a thing, as Showmaker is lurking.
Yeah, he is a long way from home at this point in time, as they know that this could potentially happen. So Showmaker coming down towards the bottom side, gives him the good old thumbs up and says, thank you very much.
He'll take the first blood. That's 400 gold to the Sylas. And because he has the ability to just rotate back to lane here, he'll lose so much freedom as the bottom lane here of Aiming and Kellen. Still have to play respectfully. One missed engage, you play too close to the sun, is hold that thought.
Yeah, speaking of missed engages and too close to the sun and stuff like that, that's a permafrost, that's a backflip, and that is Keen getting second blood.
And this is exactly what I mentioned earlier when I was like, yeah, it's a rare matchup, you know.
As the first plate does go down very close to the second, and the Sejuani remains in the brush. Goes home now. That's as if he was never there. As Keen, he's really dead. That's Kingen getting his revenge here towards the top side of the map. Both of them, 1-1 and 0.
Bottom side, and I gotta say, this is a lot of gold stacked up for Isaiah early on. That's gonna go wide.
Yep, the arrow gonna pick the middle there as the Magnet Storm comes out. Pays cleanse, flashes, tries to get himself out of this, but it's just not going to work. It is not gonna be enough. And Lucid was tanking the turret for as long as possible, and Chovy, he's teleported in. Now he's ghosted, he's so incredibly fast. I think Lucid might be falling down here. Can the rest of D+ make it out? Because Canyon's moving over and aiming. Yeah, there's a fadeaway jump shot if ever I've seen one, and he's clapped by Chovy here. A couple of kills for the mid laner.
And set up for that one, and yes, the plate goal does go over, and Aiming has picked up a ton of money that you shouldn't really be able to get at this stage in the game.
There's a flash chains of corruption. Pays,
bye-bye.
Yeah, he's really dead. Okay, Showmaker. That is such commitment. He was flashing as the ulti was in the air. And Pays just making sure that is going to hit, and he is getting that kill. And Kellen, pretty happy with how his mid laner is playing. This is 3 games in a row that we're seeing some peak Showmaker, as Drake is going to be secured by Ashe somehow. That's going to be an all-out here by Chovy as he dives into the backline. Keen, also massive at aiming. He's flashed the wall. Keen is in trouble, and the Zaya is picking up a kill. And now Chovy has 4 people to deal with, and that is just a few too many. D+, off to a phenomenal start.
Unfortunately, Pays just not able to match the damage output of the Zaya.
Around this, Drake. Yes, Gen G control the river for now, but D+ know exactly what's going on.
Kingen on this side.
Yeah, Keen gonna get dove on. He got away the first time. He may not be able to this time, as the backflip does get him out of there. But now the flash on forward. It is going to be the return kill, but they'll take the kill on the Akali any day of the week. And Kingen is not done. Lahen's nowhere to go. Olaf, of course, just does not care about Ashe in any way. And he will continue chasing. Now Chovy having to run away from this Olaf. Avoiding the undertows is important, but look at this. Pays, what's he going to be able to do here as Canyon's trying to stand in his way, trying to be that front line. As I think if you're by yourself, Kingen, you may not necessarily win this fight, but Showmaker's going to turn up. Lucid's going to be there. All Out does come in, and Aiming's going to help out as well. So Chovy, once again, going to be taken down.
Yeah, this might be the backbreaker here for Gen G. They had Prio, but they had really no firm
incredible return to form. It's amazing, and like you were talking about, you know, he wasn't in the conversation prior. Now, though, I may have caster-cursed him because his top laner has just been taken down. Teleport from Keen as well. They don't have many places to go. Let's see whether Showmaker can do anything to help out here. 4 versus 5. They have softened them up a little bit, but Gen G, they are on the prowl. D+ just looking for a way out of this one. Look at this. They're hurting them. They're corralling them.
It's going to have to be an incredible play here from Lucid to try to trade a pick back. It's going to be so rough.
There is still a fair bit of CC here. Aiming doesn't have Featherstorm, though. There's the Magnet Storm. They get on top of Pays. He takes so much damage, and Showmaker locks him down. Now Kellen's trying to keep them in position, but it's Keen with the perfect execution. And Showmaker, he has his. That's going to take down Chovy. And now, Showmaker and Lucid, they are dangerous. So 2 versus 3, but their health bars are so large. That's...
And, you know, finally we're getting close to...
Okay, well, Aiming is going to have Chovy delivered to him. There's the all-out. Does manage to pick the right target as Lucid crashing down. Lahen's taking a lot of damage as well as Kingen's trying to return the favor. Let's check out what Chovy's doing as we jump back to that part of this particular play. And now Kingen, he's continuing to run. Look at these ghosty boys pressing their summoner spells and trying to run as quickly as possible. Oh no, it's a wall. It's Olaf's worst enemy, but now there's a hole in it. He's able to get on over as Chovy's trying to mitigate this, and he does so beautifully. There's the chain CC, and Gen G are looking to turn it. Showmaker, though, he is still massive. Chains of Corruption land, and more chains come down as well. Aiming locks down that kill in the end as the arrow connects onto Showmaker. There's a McHale's for that, and D+ have lost no one. The flash forward from Showmaker, the backflip is there, and he sees blood in the water now. D+ looking to chase them down, but
King rotating over.
All right, Kellen looking for Lehens, does find him here with the grand entrance. Over goes Canyon, though. And the Ragnarok has to be used defensively. Chovy has found aiming, or has the entirety of D+ found Chovy. He goes all out, but he needs to just get out. And he's not going to be able to. Once again, Chovy with a little bit of an overextend here into D+, and this could be Baron territory.
Yeah, this is really rough. No front line here in this Cassante anymore. Boris finally has that transformation. LDR is done, but the speed at which this Baron can be taken with this Xayah that's also got a BF sword in her inventory is pretty quick.
Yeah, not to mention Olaf and Silas doing their fair share of work as well, so it's down very, very low. They're not wanting to take any chances, though. The hijacked prison is thrown at Canyon. And Lucid, he comes back. They are able to secure it. He can't get far enough into the pit and does have to flash to get himself away. The health bars are low, though, and Gen G think that this is an opportunity. Let's see whether they can pick up any stragglers. But Kellen, he's not a straggler.
Kellen's just going to rejoin the squad. They have choke points controlled.
Yep, and Gen G understands that they can't let this Baron go over. They are sacrificing their base for this one, and Showmaker's looking for that backline. Pays! Oh my goodness, he stays alive! Showmaker has to go over the wall as now Keen is looking for it, and now Chovy's in that front. Oh my goodness, he's melting. He's evaporating, and Keen is gonna follow suit. It's aiming now, as they were so focused on Showmaker that this Xayah really has become a problem, and I think this is just game over. The Ragnarok coming on through, and the Undertows coming down. I think that Kingen will let them live, but Showmaker may not, and Aiming definitely will not. That's an unofficial Quadra as he gets the double kill in the enemy base, and D+. I don't think many of us were expecting them to win, but I was definitely not expecting them to win like this.
I mean, it was the first professional loss Chovy will take on Cassante. 6 deaths. With the double support item we'll see likely built in this game. Showmaker obviously doesn't have long damage output in a team fight, so he needs to be just constantly setting up aiming, constantly setting up what will probably be a lethality Aatrox here that's trying to get on top of Jace, trying to get on top of this Aphelios, but there's a Lulu. There's a great front line in both the Udyr and the well, this is one way to force gold into the hands of the Lucian, is just completely 4-man dive this. Syndra coming down too.
Yeah, Tidal Wave is going to connect onto Pace. Great crash down, gets both of them, and first blood goes to Lucid. There's another one as somehow Syndra.
A little bit less ideal. He wanted those kills.
I think it's absolutely fine, but I just don't really understand how. Good for them. And we're not entirely sure what happened, but whatever it was fixed, as that Scout of the Week was really well split. It's not really going to be that meaningful, as there's a Magnus Storm, but not a lot of follow-up here as Lucid a little bit disconnected. Not a lot of buttons available. He does manage to flash his way out, and now Kingen is making his way in. That's the flash forward. Canyon going to be the first one to go down. I have no idea how it worked, Lucid, but it did in the end, and he survived.
Yeah, that looked really... And then it's a 5v4 fight, so the timing of Kingen's entry is so critical.
Well,
there's a scatter.
Yeah, it's going to connect onto Paze. Darksphere coming down there as well, as Kane is moving forward. The Nature's Grasp did connect there onto Lucid, and they take him down. Oftentimes engaging onto the tank doesn't work. This time, though, there's no response.
If Kingen is on top of Paze, when that scatter hits, Paze dies. But he wasn't. He wasn't there. He couldn't get close enough. And they're like, where's Kingen? He's not here. They use scatter. Let's go. Canyon presses R. They move forward. They get that kill onto the front line, and that's another Dragon going over to Gen G. I think the sun is setting very quickly here for D+ on this composition. If they
threat from the rest of the team to really mitigate any sort of ability to get that dive to work. And there's a culling. Pay's actually taking a lot of damage here. I guess ask and you shall receive is how that one works. Great scatter is going to come down here as Lehens just pops like a balloon. The power is unleashed, and this time Showmaker finds his mark. Nicely done, and D+ move back into control. Get themselves an outer turret in mid.
Keen has the assistance, but he does not, and now Kellen's at half health.
Yeah, he has a teleport, so Kingen can make his way back in, but Showmaker, oh my god. This damage from Paze It's just starting to get to be too much. Has the window closed is the question. Let's see whether Lucid can let us know one way or the other. Can you find the Magnet Storm as Keen taking a fair bit of damage, but there's the Moonlight Vigil. Nature's Grasp comes through as well. Kingen back at full health, and that is going to be the first kill of the fight. And D+ have found it. The Drake goes over, but GENG are lying on the floor. It's PredatorGreene and LeagueofLegends against the world now.
That was so close, that fight. It was on a knife's edge, but D+ are able to do it. Showmaker teleports back in. Good scatter.
Another one, but the cleanse is going to be there. Showmaker, we'll see whether he has another one of those. You let me know that he might.
The turret, they could have gotten more.
And still, there are orbs being thrown around, ripoffs being thrown around as well, as that is global, remember, so that will go over to D+. Kind of meaningful, stealing away these buffs, denying that from GENG is Keen, moving towards his bottom side. That is dangerous, though. He's ganked by aiming. Down to 50%. He's very tanky, but I don't think he's tanky enough in this. Oh, the Moonlight Vigil will connect, but the Udyr is still dead. And that means the D+ can continue this onslaught. Another 35 seconds on this.
You can come back to this fight.
Same thing for Showmaker. He's also immediately teleporting back in as Lucid aggressive onto Chovy here. The rest of the team, though, coming on in. You can see Keen. He has replenished that health bar, and now he's looking for Showmaker. Showmaker in a little bit of trouble here, and yeah, Kingen, oh dear, he just pops. The first one caught out of position, and GENG have been hunting this entire time for someone to put their foot out. It's Kingen that does so.
Aiming just can't hit people, but Chovy, he can hit people for days. He's got Shock Blast on such a low cooldown, he's going to constantly Q until D+ get pushed away. They need a decisive engage. They need Lucid's ultimate. They need Showmaker to hit a big scatter, or this is just going to be GENG's game.
Or they can just kill the Nexus.
Ooh, tricky play here.
That's a move, as Lucid is going to be spotted by the Sapling. Remember, he is Rel. He has Hex Flash. He can try and get over as Showmaker. Unleash power onto Keen. Good scatter onto LeagueofLegends as Lucid's got in there, but immediately he goes down. Aiming, though, he's in the base. And they know that there is no one on that fountain. PredatorGreene is going to go back. It is an exposed Nexus, but PredatorGreene is going to be enough to stop D+ from ending the game.
Yeah, with Elder, aiming is not long for this world. If he gets caught here, he actually avoids.
That was cute.
Yeah, he avoids Keen here. Now he's going to just have to hope for a back. See
my God.
He gets away with it.
Is he going to... Okay, he's looking for the kill onto LeagueofLegends. Pays. Moonlight Vigil does connect, and LeagueofLegends stays alive.
I mean, you could just see the moment when Chovy, and they got that first kill, and Chovy had control there on the Drake where D+.
He is committed. He is committed to this play. As Keen will find him. And so now the thumbs up does come through. Oh no, it's a wall. It's a small wall. That is Udyr's worst enemy, as Kingen is just going to keep walking. You need to use that to go over walls, Kingen.
They are running out of time.
Another one of them back available as he gets over another small wall.
They got to push on somebody. If Kingen just dies, that's the end. They're trying to push mid. Maybe they can rush this down.
GA. It might take a fair bit of time. As you can see, PredatorGreene, he's elected to try and go back because D+, they are now trying to move in and just win the game. Let's see whether they can do so here, as Lucid does have that Magnet Storm running. Showmaker finds himself the ultimate, but the turret is doing so much damage here. Yeah, I don't know about this one, D+. It's not going to work out. It was a cute little plan, but GENG, they just collapsed too quickly. Oh, Kingen. Okay. Oh, is this it? Is this the plan? Maybe they've forgotten about little old Aatrox?
I don't think that I don't think he's getting in on it. No way.
Oh, he was spotted. He was spotted.
Canyon says no. Speeds up.
He walks relatively quickly, but there is a smite there. Let's see how far through this Nexus he can get, as he does get a knock up. But PredatorGreene, he comes back and puts a chakram in the back of his head. And the rest of GENG are getting the work done. Chovy's not going to waste too much time. And do you know what this means? This is the beautiful thing. It means we get game 3, baby!
That's
Heck
right.
Yeah, GENG, even it out, 1-1.
Not a whole lot this composition does at low range besides the equalizer. And if you hit somebody with a Sejuani ult, you know, maybe Rumble follows up on that, and then Tristana jumps in, you get a reset. Great things Chovy can do in this matchup, but it's not a counter matchup per se, as Lucid is on a ward.
He is.
I don't know if he cares, as this pressure is still very real.
I think perhaps Kingen cares, because Keen has killed him. That's a solo kill once again. Oh, Kingen really not having a great week this week.
He's certainly not. And you know what? I mean, when that vision allows Keen to know, hey, I just pushed for the kill. I have Flash, I have Ignite, and I've worn him down. As Chovy, does he get out?
He does have rocket jump. Canyon gonna make his way in here as Aiming completely out of mana. As Pays, he's got a barrier, and now he's got a kill. Aiming might be able to survive this, as he does get back to
her very quickly. If those slows come through, you're burning a summoner just every time. It's just the rules of Ashe. Like, you have to leave or you will die. Lucid has 6 now, by the way, and that health bar is low. Oh,
yeah.
no!
Flash Twisted Advance comes in, Pays. Oh, he's just taken out. And Lucid, he hit level 6 and immediately puts that thing on cooldown.
Yeah, I mean, Pays went right into his Twisted Advance range there. The ultimate is there for good measure, keeping Lahenzo's, and the Pays just has to huddle under this turret.
Yeah, not going to be able to move up. Let's have that cozy campfire, can offer some warm hugs and things like that, but the arrow is going to connect. And Chains of Corruption lands as well. They just wanted the ultimate. They'll trade 2 for it. That makes Pays so much more susceptible now, though. Showmaker's moving in, but Canyon, he's welcoming him with a prison of his own, and Chovy's going to pick it up with a buster shot now. The Nature's Grasp in this bottom side. Aiming, taking a fair bit of culling damage, and Lehens is able to keep Lucid at bay. That fire kick working so nicely, and they do manage to stave them off. Gen
game secure there. It's really easy. Okay. Canyon calls out to play for the mid, and look at how fast he just flash ults there, and just calling out sums.
Whoa.
And even Showmaker just has to respect, like, but he's just so split, and Chovy is so...
Oh, that's an equalizer, and they're going to get a flash from Lucid, and immediately Keen's flashing after him. Is that the Huni request amount of aggression there? Is all right, there's a fade away from Canyon. Kellen is just going to get culled. That will be the Cloud Soul announcement, and Gen G erupting onto the Rift alongside it. 4-1.
He is keen.
Yeah, he doesn't have equalizer, so I guess there's that. Teleport's coming down from everyone as Lucid will run the Nature's Grasp forward. They're looking for the Rumble. They'll get that kill first. Chovy not able to answer back. 3 versus 2, and D+ on the board here.
Yeah, no teleport for Chovy now either, so they get that out of him and relieve some of that pressure, but it doesn't stop anything from going down bottom side, you know, and see if they can kill Chovy.
Yeah, Twisted Advance does come forward. Emperor's Divide is going to be used, and then immediately follows up as well. Chovy, though, able to get the reset, jumps away.
I mean, this is just
cucumber. He's continuing to farm.
I mean, this is immaculate play from Chovy with these buffers. You know, we mentioned earlier, I was like, you know, it's one good thing about...
You're going to do the skip it thing because there could be a Herald fight as Lucid can move on over. Arrow will connect onto the Melio. Glacial Prison down as well, but immediately Canyon is pushed back by that Bramble Smash. The Herald lost interest in this fight completely, and now Kingen, he flashes on top of an equalizer. The culling coming through as well, and he knows that he's going to be taken down, although did make use of that lance pretty effectively. Leave the Sun. The composition does what it says on the tin. Showmaker will have a lot of consistent damage that makes up for the lethality Varus. We understand how that one is supposed to work. But can Lucid and Showmaker survive this? As the Rift Herald will come up, and Canyon is going to crash it into the turret. Chovy just getting to work, making sure that he removes that structure, as Lucid will try to follow his Nature's Grasp out, and instead is just going to die.
And this is a moment where you got to know that turret is dead. And you gotta...
Whoa! Drift in!
Wow. Speaking of dead, you gotta know that turret is also dead.
I didn't know you could, like, be in the...
Assumption is it will be before the second boarding of the Herald, so to speak.
But the most important thing is there is still cat vomit on my bed.
Yeah, that's the other thing that you guys should be aware of. Okay, so...
Yeah.
Now it does half the turret's damage as it's supposed to, not 2 charges worth, and instantly deleting the inner. That's not normal.
Yeah, it's
a little bit further away. You know, maybe you go in on that.
That's an equalizer. Kingen takes a walk down the red carpet as Canyon walks over a ward, but I think Kingen kind of knows what his fate is here. Infernal Chains will connect. As he goes into the sky, the Glacial Prison does come down, and he's still alive. And now Kingen, with some alcove gaming, not going to work out for him, and Showmaker collects that kill, his first of the game. And I had a feeling that Kingen was going to die there. But, like you say, correct move forward, and if they are able to just explode Chovy, then there are some options here. But Pays is still another threat, as we can see right here. Lucid has to flash, but the Flame Spitter is still coming out, the culling there as well, and Pays, he does not miss. Thankfully, you can see Showmaker able to get out there with the shifting tankier and tankier. That's sort of the sweet spot of items for the tanks, as Lucid once again, oh no, having to walk over this equalizer. The culling comes through, Keen's the one that locks down that kill in the end. Kellen's burning as well, and oh my goodness, the amount of damage that Gen G are putting down, and they are not stopping. They turn this into a siege on this inner turret, and man, it feels like game number 1 from D+ is so... Oh yeah. As, all right, Kingen does knock him up. Finds an Infernal Chains. In comes Canyon once again, but there's the Flash Twisted Event.
Lucid?
Have they found him? As Pays, he just gets all of the buttons. Lucid went forward, but immediately he is dead, and now Chovy is the one playing Mario, and he's dodging all of them. The Goombas could not find him, and he's able to now take down a Sundisk. He's back to doing what he really wants to do. Showmaker a fair bit of auto-attack damage, but it's not going to quite be enough. Him and Aiming do get through Keen, but that is the only reward that they will find.
Yeah, Showmaker hands off the keyboard, having a bit of a giggle. I think they know this is the beginning of the end of this game, the push to kill the Nexus.
I do like the thumbs up from Aiming, saying, Lehens, don't you miss me? And he doesn't even hit him with the piercing arrow. That is very kind to his ex-teammate. And Pays and Chovy will now finish off this game as the arrow sails by gloriously into the distance. And Chovy is going to melt Kellen. He's almost distracted enough by getting the kill onto Lucid here to not kill the Nexus, but he's back to doing what he needs to do, and there it is. Gen G will take the series against D+, but it was a banger.
That was. It really was. And especially game 1 was quite unique, and then game 2, Showmaker kept it interesting. They stayed alive for longer than they should have.
These were some of the best highlights from today's LCK 2024 Spring Split matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.